will get paid for it, but that's part of life. The freedom of adult life comes at a hefty price. The third piece of advice that's worth noting is that friends will come and go. You know, oftentimes we hear that high school friendships last forever. Truth be told, some do and some don't, but that's okay. Over the next few years, you'll learn people will fade in and out of your life. Recognize that that's okay. And also, you should learn to be your own very best friend and be confident enough to go through some things by yourself. Learn to appreciate the present and who is with you now. Remember, these are things not to scare you, but to prepare you. The fourth piece is every choice you make can impact your future. Be conscious of your choices and their impact, but don't obsess over them to the point of overwhelming yourself. Sometimes you just have to do the best that you can at that time and understand that everyone wishes they'd done something different throughout their life at some point or another. The fifth piece is to listen to your heart when deciding your career. Friends, family, and even society will try to dictate the job that you should choose. Be confident enough to recognize it is your life. You are the one who has to work at this career of your choice. Find something that fulfills you and gives you purpose. Back in 1983 again, when I was just starting Christopher Newport College, not university, I can remember I was a business major, a computer science major, because that's what everyone else was doing. Ended up teaching and enjoyed it and felt like it was what I was supposed to do. The sixth and final piece of advice is don't be afraid to be surprised. We are often told to plan for the future, as we should. However, I've come to realize that sometimes the best things in life aren't things we ever expected. We often end up in completely different places than we could have ever imagined. Surprise twists aren't always a bad thing. Don't be so rigid in your planning that you fear the unknown. And finally, you can never be fully prepared, so just enjoy the ride. No matter how prepared you think you are or how much advice you receive, you can't completely prepare yourself for everything, and that's okay. But the bottom line, students, is adult life is hard, it's challenging, it's stressful, it's confusing, but that's part of what makes this journey and this thing called life beautiful. No matter what, this is your story. There'll be difficult times, there'll be some mistakes that each of us make. Enjoy every single moment, the good and the bad. Don't be afraid to explore, to be adventurous, to be in charge of your life. Dream big and live bigger, no matter what or where life takes you. Thank you, parents, teachers, staff, and congratulations to our seniors. I wish you all the very best.
At this time, I'd like to welcome Aaron Weir to the podium. He is our salutatorian for his speech.
Quick thank you to whoever put these water bottles down here. I really needed that, so thank you. Before I begin, I want to send a special thank you, not just to my people, but to all of the parents, teachers, friends, family members, lunch ladies, bus drivers, anyone in this room who has helped us, the class of 2019, get to this stage today. Thank you all so much, and I want you to know that you mean the world to us. Can we give them a hand? I'd also like to give a very special 18th birthday shout out to my good friend, Jackie Hendricks. She deserves to be up here every bit as much as Mackenzie and I do, and I know I would not have made it through AP Chem this year without her. Can y'all do me a favor real quick? Can I get a quick happy birthday, Jackie, on 3? Y'all ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Jackie. Thank you. All right. And speaking of Jackie, y'all might have seen the video she posted on Twitter last week, her graduation present to me. For those of you who didn't, it included 18 glorious clips of me taking my infamous big class naps, all set to a classical music score. To make matters worse, the 18 clips were only gathered from January to April in the 2 classes we had together, so I'm sure she missed dozens more. Now, you can love me or hate me for my sleeping habits, just don't tell Dr. Whitney I was over there catching a power nap while he was telling us about his childhood. Now it's time for the serious part. I want to share some of my own testimony with y'all this afternoon. To set the stage, this was around the end of our sophomore, beginning of our junior year, right around the time where everyone started asking us about our college and future plans. Where do you want to go to school? What do you want to major in? What do you want to do after school? I'm sure everyone sitting in front of me has heard each of these questions at least 100 times, right? For me, my answers usually centered around the same 3 schools: Princeton, the big time, the Ivy League school; Vanderbilt, the Southern Ivy and the country music capital of the world; and Duke, the smart school with one of the best college basketball programs in the country. I was proud every time I talked about these schools. They're going to be everything I wanted and more. Getting into them was in the back of my mind, and any doubt I had was suppressed by people telling me, "You got this, you'll get in wherever you apply." Flash forward, now it's September of our senior year. It's go time for the application process. Writing essays, filling out extracurricular activity sheets, getting letters of recommendation, the whole 9 yards. Then, at exactly 11:58 p.m. of January 1st, I submitted my last application. It's cool now, it's all done, I told myself. The hard part is over. Now we just gotta wait. We waited those 3 long months until decisions were posted. March 28th, the day finally came, and as I opened each admissions decision, what I had thought was gonna happen seemed a little further away, a little more out of reach, until I opened the last email and it seemed gone. I hadn't gotten into a single college that I was planning on attending. I was beside myself, angry, frustrated, so many emotions. Those long nights doing homework, the extracurriculars, the application essays, all of it seemed like it was for nothing. But y'all didn't come here today to listen to my sob story, so I'll bring it to a point. A very easy explanation of my college process was summed up by my friend, Mr. Darren Lilly, when he told me, maybe you would have gotten in if you had applied to places that have more than single-digit acceptance rates. And there is a lot of truth in that, but I think there is a bigger reason. Through the whole process, whenever I was scared, anxious, or doubtful of the future, I told myself, I'm gonna end up where I'm supposed to be. God has a plan. And when all the rejection letters came in, it seemed like there was no plan, like I was out of place, but I did my best to keep believing. I sorted out all of my options, and in about a month, I found myself visiting JMU talking to a football coach. In the middle of the conversation, so subtly that I almost missed it, he told me the same words that I had told myself so many times before: you're gonna end up exactly where you're supposed to be. And that's when I knew for certain that there is a plan in action that was bigger than me, and the rest is history. I believe the same thing for everyone in this room, that there is a specific path for us all. It may look very different than what we pictured. It may be unlike the dreams we thought we had. Sometimes God will tell us no, and sometimes He will lead us in a completely different direction than where we thought we were going, whether it's with schools, jobs, or relationships. I call you, my fellow classmates, the class of 2019, to go into the world to follow your path, knowing that sometimes a no could be pointing you to things far greater than you could have ever dreamed. It has been a true pleasure getting to know you all over the last 4 years, and I wish you the very best in your journeys through life. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Our seniors have worked very hard this year applying for scholarships. This is a very time-consuming process that requires perseverance and hard work. It also requires students who have worked hard their entire high school careers to have the qualifications necessary to be eligible for these scholarships. I am very proud to announce that so far our students have been awarded over $11.2 million in scholarships and grants from colleges and community organizations. In addition to scholarships, this year's graduating class has logged 29,693 community service hours and earned 590 special seals on their diplomas. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mackenzie West, our valedictorian.
Good afternoon and welcome, students, parents, friends, faculty, and staff. I want to congratulate everyone in the class of 2019 for arriving at this point. It's been a long 4 years, but we are finally here. I would also like to thank everyone who helped us to get here. Many of us would not be where we are today without all of the love and support we have received throughout our lives. That being said, I just want to take a moment today to reflect on the relationships we have gained, sustained, and lost along the way. Recently, I asked many of the high school seniors I knew what they would remember most about high school. I told them it could be good or bad, any class, teacher, assignment, project, or event that had happened in high school. Well, I got a bunch of different answers, including taking homecoming spirit week pictures, playing spoon tag, juggling grades with athletics, going to soccer games, and winning championships. The one I got most frequently was all of the relationships they had lost and made in high school. I honestly can't say that I'm surprised at this answer. I myself have made so many new relationships and even lost a few throughout my high school career. These were relationships that were made and developed inside and outside of school, including friends, teachers, coaches, and of course, our family. And whether we knew it or not, they were preparing us for the future. Someone once said, "Life is similar to a bus ride. The journey begins when we board the bus. We meet people along our way, of which some are strangers, some friends, and some strangers yet to be friends. There are stops at intervals and people board in. At times, some of these people make their presence felt, leave an impact through their grace and beauty on us fellow passengers, while on other occasions, they remain indifferent. Sometimes we're lucky enough to find good ones, and other times we're not. However, they all have the ability to have profound impacts on our lives and our futures. You all know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm sure as I've been speaking, more than a few have come to mind. It's relationships with people like friends, parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, coaches, and other leaders who have motivated us and encouraged us to do our absolute best and to help us pursue our dreams, some of which we weren't even aware of until we had their guidance. For me, this was my parents, my sister, and teachers such as Miss Roundtree, Miss Lyles, Miss Ellis, Miss Johnson, and Mr. Bartholomew. In the words of Chris Young, turns out I'm pretty dang lucky for all that good advice. Those hard-to-find words of wisdom hold up here in my mind. Their words inspired us to achieve so much and to reach higher each and every day. Even when it was words like, "Stop what you're doing and go run now." And this is the hardest test you'll take this year, so good luck. This was their way of pushing us to be the best versions of ourselves. They knew we would inevitably fail in some ways, but they also knew that we could overcome these failures. After all, it's not our failures that define us, but how we choose to use these experiences to shape us into the people we are today. This was one of the most important lessons that our relationships taught us. No matter if we failed, we could still get back up and try again. Whether we continue these relationships or not, they will always have an impact on our future. They defined it and will forever leave a permanent mark behind. Let us then be inspired by them and stay true and committed to everything they have taught us. For we are warriors, and warriors are the future. Congratulations, class of 2019. We are NR.
Mrs. Byram, Dr. Whitney, Mr. O'Leary, members of the school board, faculty, parents, and friends, I present to you those students who have met their academic and program objectives as prescribed by the Commonwealth of Virginia and Suffolk Public Schools. They are hereby declared candidates for graduation in the Nansemond River High School graduating class of 2019. Would the valedictorian and salutatorian take their places? Candidates for graduation, please come to the stage. Mackenzie West. Aaron Weir. Ryan Abraham. Devin Adams. Payman Aliaga. Julia Austin. Ayana Aziz. Tyler Bagby. Crystal Bell. Faith Bibbo. Emily Benley. Kayla Bissett. Jalen Boney. Jamal Boone. Carissa Bostwick. Albert James Brandriff. Jason Breckner. Kali Bright. James Broderick. Kennedy Brown. Madeline Bunting. Julia Berkeley. Kayla Burnell. Alyssa Burnett. Danielle Cadawa. Zachary Kane. Haley Carlin. Corey Carter. Catherine Chafian. Renee Chasey. Ryan Chen. Jack Cooney. Gabrielle Kroom. Alicia Dobbin. Javanya Davis. Joshua DeBlay. Keegan DeLong. Lucy Dennis. Sarah Dennis. Trinity Dennis. Ayanla Doggett. Christian Du Bois. Haley Duckett. Casey Duke. Jacob Duncan. Nathaniel Eccles. Daria Edmonds. Heather Eichmann. Paris Ely. Kaylin Embry. Garrett Everett. Anna Fagans. Allison Fisher. Zoe Fitzgerald. Kaylee Foster. Alfredo Garcia. Eumeno Garcia. Robert Gardner Jr. Grant Gill. Anaya Gillum. Dylan Nagy. Kejon Gordon. Christopher Green Jr. Jacob Greening. Imani Guyton. Parker Hansen. Edward George Hansen. Angel Hardeman. Brianna Hardison. Corinne Hatfield. Trinity Hawkins. Jalen Hayes Keller. Jacqueline Hendricks. Mallory Hodges. Carter Holst. Jada Ingram. Zaria Irons. Macy Jenkins. Christian Johnson. Amaya Jones. Mackenzie Jones. Taylor Jones. Felicia Josie. Sydney Kanya. Jocelyn Kelly. Caitlin Kreider. Olivia Lottiehoff. Jaleel Langston. Christopher Lawhorn. Leland. Austin Lee. Rebecca Lehman. Jeremiah Lewis. Darren Lilly Jr. John Lindsay IV. Alicia Linens. Micah Locklear. Jalen Long. Nolan Long. Selena Lynch. Noah Madry. Nyasia Mallory. Jacob McCarley. Ashayla McLean. Jasmine McClary. Rachel McCown. Darius McNeely. Bryson McCoo. Jonathan Miller. Catherine Moore. Rayshawn Murray. Patricia Natividad. Alexis Nelson. Ian Oakley. Kaylee McDonald. Alondra Ojeda. Gabriela Pagan de Jesus. Taylor Paquette. Madison Parker. Shika Patel. Lacey Patagayan Marsden. Lydia Pearl. Amanda Phillips. Sine Polk. Latasha Price. Dylan Pruitt. Guy Purnell. Lauren Rakovich. Sarah Reel. Jordan Rhodes. Oliver Rice III. Brianna Rivera. Madison Roach. Imagine Roberts. Erica Robinson. Haley Russell. Gabriella Sagar. Hannah Seifert. Clarence Sellers III. Emma Sidbury. Abigail Smith. Azani Sparrow. Kalia Spiroff. Jillian Steerwalt. Ayana Storr. Sage Sullivan. Trevor Temple. Jabria Thomas. Jared Vargas. John Vavrick. Naya Velez. Isabel Viado. Aniston Waldo. Desmond Ward. Morgan Hunter Ward. Donovan Wilkerson. Jaden Williams. Tamaya Williams. Alyssa Wilson. Stephen Wilson II. Tiana Woodard Norfleet. Warren Wright II. Jonathan Wu. Cyril Yancey. Valerie Zing. Vivian Zing. Ariel Abdullah. Derek Addix. Destiny Allen. Jalen Allen. Sean Algier. Janelle Andrada. Keenan Armstead. Jamel Armstrong. Sharonda Artis. Imani Bailey. Alyssa Barksdale. Ayana Barrett. Kiana Barrington. Elijah Batchelor. China Bates. Jamia Beach. Emily Beeman. Jayla Beeman. Benjamin Bimbry II. Kaim Bennett. Silverio Bernal Campbell. Seth Berryman. Jeffrey Boone. Datron Branch. Isaiah Branch. Alvin Brown Jr., Kiera Brown, Mark Brown, Jawan Bryant, Taylor Burnett, Correll Bush, Anthony Butler, Renaya Kabler, Eric Chandler, Rebecca Chasey, Victoria Clayton, Jasia Cole, Miguel Comulata, Alicia Costin, Aaliyah Cottrell, Caitlin Cross, Caitlin Crowder, Jewel Cuffey, Thomas Cunningham Jr., Favor Davis, Patrick Del Vecchio, Owen Dempsey, Wisdom Diaz, Parker Dolman, Brene Donaldson, Journey Dozier, Jalen Ellis, Misty Even, Amanda Ewell, Dennis Farfan Barzola, Cetrina Faria, Alana Felton, Nia Finner, Rachel Fisher, Marvin Franklin Jr., Nazarene Frazier, Lauren Freeman. Nathan Freeman Jr. Minus Cameron Gent. Brandon Gibbs. Jamel Andre Gibson the Jr. Travis Goddard Jr. James Godfrey. Alexis Goodman. Lauren Goodman. Amaya Gray. Clifton Gray III. Zachariah Gray. Aaron Green. Dominic Gregory. Mary Hagberg. Benjamin Hanger. Derek Hardy. Chemo Harmon. Lavelle Harper Suggs. Dariana Harrell. Jaquel Harrell. Yasmin Hartwell. Natalie Hawkins. Brandon Hernandez. Eliana Herrera. Gabrielle Hill. Roland Horton. Emerald Irvin. Dalmar Jackson Jr. Sarah Jaques. Alyssa Jameson. Stacia Jewett. Cameron Johnson. Kevin Johnson Jr. Shamil Johnson. Alan Jones. Christina Joyner.
About that time.
Jade Joyner. Brenton Cabay Jr. Aaron King. Stone King. Charles Kuhn III. Lauren Lacey. Austin Lamb. Mason Lanier. Madeline Lake. Cyan Lasky. Noah Lawton. Julia Lyles. Kayla Little. Zaire Locker. Maverick Lozano. Daquan Mabry. Jose Maldonado. Stephen Maines VI. Dalton Manning. Quincy Marshall. Toriano Marshall Jr. Omar Maddox. Jordan McLaughlin. Zachary Miniard. Carlos Morales Cintron. Kayla Myers. Evan Neal. Zachary Niedermeyer. Alexis Nelson. Dwayne Nepton Jr. Diamond Newby Bonham. Makai Newsom. Tina Wynn. Connor Nolan. Carrie Nolan. Zion Oliphant. Jordan O'Toole. Adrian Parker. Amanda Parker. Bryce Parker. LaTerrence Parker, Jr. Kadarius Parson. Jonathan Perez. Nathaniel Perez. Jaden Perkins. Ashlyn Pippin. Caleb Pittman. Sayshawn Pitts. Jason Plancarte. Anthony Quigley. Kayla Rankin. Deontay Ratcliffe. Trevor Rollins. Clarence Revel Jr. Clarissa Revel. Corey Riddick. Michael Ridgway. Brianna Rogers. George Rutledge. Tanner Sanchagrin. Eileen Santos. Jalen Scott. Sarah Scott. Trebria Scott McCoy. Caleb Sears. Madison Seeley. Ebony Smiley. Antonio Smith Jr. Jamal Smith Jr. Sanaya Smith. Seth Strader. Sincere Swinson. Carolyn Thomas. Amaya Townsend. Isaiah Troiano. Francisco Villagomez. Jordan Wells. Joseph White. Jalen Williams. Madison Williams. Rashad Williams. Amaya Wills. Ariana Wilson. Megan Wilson. Asia Whirl. Tristan Worth. Robert Young. Arthur Allen Zachary IV. Nicole Zito.
Chairperson Byram, school board members, Dr. Whitney, graduating seniors, faculty, staff, parents, friends of friends, and those who have just wandered into the TED thinking it was Harbor Fest, good afternoon. I'm Dan O'Leary, proud principal of Nansemond River High School, where the absolute best students attend and graduate. I'm honored and humbled to be here today to offer some words, mostly of which you won't remember, but lucky for you, it is being streamed live and will forever exist somewhere on a server in Google land. Unlike last year, I promise to keep my comments brief. Before I begin my comments, I want to congratulate the families and the friends who were here early, faced ticket adversity, rushed inside to select prime seats at the same time setting up family boundaries like small nations protecting their borders, and those who endured relentless attempts to have those borders invaded by the same people who had the same plan in mind but were just a little bit too late. Congratulations and welcome to the TED. By the way, those that are sitting in here and here are going to have excellent pictures. Please follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. They are going to have some really amazing pictures. So each year I kind of talk about the process that it takes to stand in front of you and offer remarks. And during last year's commencement speech, I noted that procrastination played a major role in my creative process. And I think it's important to update you on how this year's message gets on paper. As school year ended, the students left for the summer. The teachers said they cleaned their rooms before they left for vacation. I reflected upon the process of what it took for last year's speech. I said to myself, Self, you're going to begin cultivating, creating, and formulating a message that the entire audience can pull words from. And I said to myself, Self, the bulk of it will be finished really early so that adding those essential pieces and parts of what happened throughout the year will be easy. I also said to myself, Self, the ultimate goal is to have the audience on the edge of their seat, which, by the way, is hopefully not because you've been sitting for more than an hour, but actually from the message delivered. So there it was. My goal was to get the speech done early. My mind was set. It was June 2018. I was going to learn from last year's procrastination and get the 2019 speech done early. I said to myself, Self, you got this. And I gave myself one of those awkward selfie high fives. I was feeling good. And then without warning, something occurred. I, along with the other high school principals in Suffolk, were sitting in a graduation prep meeting one afternoon in late February of 2019. In that meeting were the school system's administrative leadership team. It was the superintendent, assistant superintendents, directors of leadership, and a few other high-level personnel. As we went through the annual laundry list of items that are required to pull this whole thing together, my head was down, I was taking notes diligently. And the subject of speeches came up, and the need for a deadline was talked about. Head still down now. At the moment, that deadline date of May 31st, 2019 was set. Deadline for speech was May 31st, 2019. At that moment, I became very aware of what I perceived as an extended moment of silence. You know, the kind where you think you're paying attention, but maybe, just maybe, the teacher asked you a question, and they asked you specifically, and they were waiting for an answer, and everybody was staring at you? Yeah, that one. That was me. I cannot confirm nor deny if any of the high-level leadership personnel were actually looking at me, or if it was nothing more than a moment to allow us to jot down the date, but to me it seemed like it lasted an eternity. To me, the message was very clear in my head. Get your speech done early, don't procrastinate again. This was February. While that wasn't actually said out loud, I looked up at them from my notes and silently gave them that look like, duh, I got this. It's 3 months, I got plenty of time. All the while knowing in my head, there's no way I'll have it done on time. By the way, I'd like to thank our soon-to-be-retired superintendent, Dr. Darren Whitney, assistant superintendents, Dr. LaToya Harrison and Dr. Suzanne Rice, as well as Dr. Bird, our director of secondary leadership, for not calling me out when that due date was announced that day, but I really do think they were staring at me. Message received. In all seriousness, over the past year, I'd actually been throwing around ideas with no real direction because nothing grabbed my attention. Also, for the past year or so, I've self-banned scrolling Facebook timelines, haven't really looked at Instagram feeds or Snapchat stories, pretty much stopped reading those Pinterest boards that always gave me those inspiring words that would spark something for this ceremony. Fast forward from late February, that meeting, to 3:37 a.m. on Thursday, May 30th, 2019, when that process to create the message one day before it was due woke me up in the middle of the night and gave me some clarity. It was then I realized that those important messages that you want to hear, they're around us all the time. They're around us every day, all day, completely encompass every facet of our lives. They're the stories and messages in the form of a song, an advertisement, social media post, or those received at a place of worship. Or maybe it's a well-crafted, catchy morning announcement closing line. Or maybe it's a message you get, that feeling when you find a late 80s, early 90s mixtape in a dusty box in the attic. Yes, to those in the audience that are 40 years and older, you're welcome. You know what I'm talking about. My point is there are important messages, whether direct or indirect, and that seem to stand out for me, and they seem to always enter everything that I do, and they always somehow center around music. Now let's get something straight. If you know me, you know I have two very strong musical abilities. First one, 67% of the time I can adjust the radio on my Jeep with precision. Number two, adding songs to a playlist on my very old iPod, very old iPhone gets easier each and every day. I respect all and appreciate all types of music. I consider singers, musicians, songwriters behind those lyrics as the mainstream philosophers of our time. When you hear a song, it takes you back to a moment, no matter what it was, whether it was good or bad, but you can remember the details. Music can fire you up before a Warrior athletic event, or it can be the calming effect that's much needed after a stressful day. And that message that music conveys to you, whether you realize it or not, is exclusively yours. It creates an internal story that only you can express to others. Many songs have messages and a story that are absolutely relevant for today's commencement. But simply quoting song lyrics and working them into a speech would be easy. So I decided not to do that. I compiled my own messages, thoughts, and stories. What I would like for graduates and their families to take away from today's commencement are not only your personal belongings that you brought to the TED, but also my own personal, never heard before messages that I feel will be helpful as you move on to college, begin a career, or manage everyday life. A few messages, stories, and beliefs that, regardless of the stage of your life you're in, will hopefully be relevant and resonate in some personal way to you, and for those who came with you to see you move that tassel. As I noted, these are simply my own, very personal messages, stories, important points, and overall personal beliefs. Much of what you're about to hear has never been shared before and are in no particular order of importance. Disclaimer. Do not consider the following information as pirated, but rather consider it as sampling for the mixtape of life. Also, no music apps or 80s cassette tapes were harmed in the making of this message. So let's discuss prevalent themes of music that I listen to. Love and working towards a goal. In my 29 years as an educator in Suffolk, like the educators in front of you and many of you that are educators in the audience, I literally have had thousands of people in my work life, but 2 people come to mind. These 2 are actually a couple, and their story and their message always seem to apply no matter where I go or in what situation I find myself. Their story started once upon a time, not so long ago. Here's a little background. Tommy used to work on the docks. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough, so tough. His girl Gina worked a diner all day, working for the man, bring home her pay for love. It was for love, folks. What did she say to Tommy? What was her message? Oh, I'm glad you asked. She said, you've got to hold on to what you've got. It doesn't make a difference if you make it or not. They had each other, and that's a lot for love. Give it a shot. Remember my own words. Warriors, Tommy and Gina proved that not everything is going smoothly when you enter the real world. You might be halfway there. Heck, you might be living on a prayer. Your first job, as well as your second or your 8th job, may not be the dream job you imagined, but putting the work necessary, no matter what aspect of life it may be, is a fact of life. You have to work. Rarely will anything be given to you of real value that is free. Find at least one thing you love about the class you take, the job you'll get, or people around you, and be sure to thank Bon Jovi whenever possible. Another prevalent theme in many of my personal 100% unique messages is being able to get along with others in life and truly cherish every day. That goes hand in hand with love and work for what you want messages. Many in this convocation center have lost someone close to them at some point in their lives. If you haven't, unfortunately, that time is going to come. So treat every day as a gift, because certainly it is not guaranteed. So, what do you do in that case? That's a great question. Another of today's greatest philosophers suggests the following. He says, go skydiving, go Rocky Mountain climbing. You may even consider going 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. Love deeper, speak sweeter, and give forgiveness where it's been denied. A different philosopher offers these suggestions. Sometimes you just got to get along on down the road. Yes, you got a long, long way to go. You might be scared to live, scared to die. No one's perfect, but they try. He also says we need to get along while we can, always give love the upper hand, but how do we do that? It's simple. Paint a wall, learn to dance, call your mom, buy a boat, drink a Coke, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all just get along? Warriors, I encourage you to look for all the good in people. We as a human race must stop bashing those who may look differently or have a different point of view. In a world where even the most powerful or famous people can seemingly make comments without taking responsibilities for their actions or even acknowledging that it hurts people, being able to get along with others is essential in making our country and our world a more peaceful place. Oh, and be sure to add the philosophers Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney to the list of those you always thank. Throughout this process of writing this speech, as you can tell, it is perfectly clear that I have formed my own opinions. These values are certainly only mine. You've never heard them before. And if you will, transcend a lot of areas. Candidates for graduation, family, and friends, I'd like to leave you with a few more of my own personal beliefs. Once again, oh, you read my speech, all right. Once again, bear with me, they also have never been shared in public and require immense inner strength to get through, but here it goes. I believe kids ought to stay kids as long as they can. Turn off the screen, go climb a tree, get dirt in their hands. I believe we ought to forgive and make amends because nobody gets a second chance to make new old friends. I believe in working hard for what you got, even if it don't add up to a heck of a lot. I believe most people are good, and I believe most mamas ought to qualify for sainthood. I believe most Friday nights look better under Nansemond River Stadium lights. I believe you love who you love. Ain't nothing you should ever be ashamed of. And I believe this world ain't half as bad as it looks. I believe most people are good. In addition, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Would you like to know something else? I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me. You have read my speech. You can't take away my dignity. Another disclaimer, please add the philosophers Luke Bryan and Whitney Houston to the list of you should always thank. Candidates for graduation, I'm going to leave you with a question or two. I'm almost finished. Thanks for hanging in there. Please pay attention because we will have a quiz at homecoming. If someone would look at your life as an app, doesn't matter what kind, what will your timeline, your feed, your storyboard, or your playlist have on it? What will your life app, will they be followed by many as a source of inspiration and positivity? will you qualify as someone else's great philosopher? I encourage you to be brave and never fear being the next person who wants to prove that all people can gather peacefully by simply putting something in the water. I remind you to always say please and thank you, and certainly never, ever procrastinate. By the way, I just added that line this morning. They didn't have that down here. Class of 2019, we're proud of you. You will always have a place at Nansemond River High School. And as always, make today better than yesterday for yourself and others. Hashtag we are. And in the words of NSYNC, who, by the way, are arguably the most influential philosophers of our time, it ain't no lie, graduates. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. If this were a television show, they'd be in the back telling me to roll. Will the Nansemond River High School class of 2019 please stand? Now, for the greatest honor and responsibility as your principal, Chairperson Byram, school board members, Dr. Whitney, faculty, staff, parents, and guests. By the power granted to me by the Commonwealth of Virginia, I declare that you, the class of 2019, have met the requirements for graduation from Nansemond River High School, set forth by the Commonwealth of Virginia and Suffolk Public Schools. You are now graduates of Nansemond River High School. You can turn that tassel. Congratulations. At this time, I ask that everyone please stand as the class of 2019 prepares to march.